NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu.
NamRA, serving with passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, your trusted source of all tax, customs and excise matters. My name is Elise Dentlinger and I am delighted to be in your company for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, NamRA shines at the Public Enterprises Games. NamRA stars complete freight forwarding studies, all that and more coming to you in just a little while. From 24 to 26 July 2025, the Namibia Revenue Agency participated at the Public Enterprises Games for a third time, which was held in Swakopmund. The agency participated in football, netball, volleyball, tug of war, darts, pool and athletics.
Yes, there we go. There we go.
Captain. Go.
Three NamRA customs and excise officials have earned the globally recognized FIATA Diploma in International Freight Forwarding, enhancing Namibia's trade facilitation capacity. The achievement reflects NamRA's ongoing investment in skills development to strengthen customs efficiency and global compliance.
I'm so excited, and perhaps my message to you as graduates is this. Now you have a passport to the global supply chain. That is your passport, right? It means you can go work anywhere in the entire universe. But as you continue to work, my humble biggest plea is that you also put your clients at the fore of your business. And that's what we're saying when you talk about professionalism and ethics we are saying please put your clientele at the fore of your business. Of course, integrity also entails another leg, which means conduct your business honestly and transparently, especially with us, because you are our client, you are our partner. We don't talk to most traders, we talk to you. And I encourage you, as some of the existing clearing agents do, reach out to us, say, NamRA, Victoria, I really want to do this, I want to comply. My client wants to comply, but I don't know how. Can you guide me? That is what it means. But it means you are also pioneers in the logistics industry, and I'm so excited. Welcome to the best industry for me in the entire world, honestly speaking. So please enjoy your passport to the global supply chain, and may it help you make Namibia and Africa as a whole really a big competition in the global supply chain. Thank you so much.
After the break, we will be joined by Ms. Haydee Hashipala, Senior Consultant at the Dedicated Service Center in Windhoek within NamRA. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In studio, we are now joined by Ms. Haydee Hashipala, Senior Consultant in the Dedicated Service Center within NamRA Windhoek. Haydee, a warm welcome to NamRA Kachenu.
Thank you, Elise. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So Haydee, to start off, could you tell us a bit about yourself and also give us a bit of a professional background?
Okay. I'm Haydee, as mentioned before. Hashipala is my surname. My journey within the tax fraternity started in 2005 from the Ministry of Finance. Fast forward, I moved on with NamRA, where I started as a tax officer at the debt management within domestic tax. In 2022, I got a promotion as a senior consultant within the Dedicated Service Center in Windhoek, as mentioned.
Okay. So Haydee, you are on a daily basis, you are in contact with our taxpayers. Can you tell us when it comes to the filing of tax returns, especially for salaried individuals and pensioners, what are some of the common errors that occurs when they are submitting these returns?
We've got a lot of errors, but the most common one is a lack of correspondence between a Pay5 that the taxpayer submits and the employer's reconciliation. In most cases, what is entered by the employer does not correspond at all with the Pay5, and as a result, the assessment fails. It leads to a lot of assessment failures.
Yes.
Other factors are lack of attachment of documents. Let's say, for instance, the certificates for allowable deductions. It goes vice versa. At times, a taxpayer uploads the documents, but then does not enter the figures. And at times, the taxpayer enters the figures, but that does not upload the documents, making it impossible for verification.
Okay. So Haydee, tell us, if a taxpayer made such an error while capturing details, like you mentioned, like says, for instance, a retirement annuity or a study policy or any allowances that they want to claim, and they are submitting it now without attaching these documents, what is the next step that they should do in correcting this error?
The next step, it's quite normal for a taxpayer to be expectant, definitely, of a refund, or at least have a knowledge of an outcome of the assessment. In the absence of that, what normally happens is that the taxpayer is informed that there was a mistake in the assessment, like lack of uploading of documents, and the taxpayer has to come in and we do a correction on the assessment. provided that they provide the documents that are needed.
Yes. So we also often hear about or talk about condemnation letters, and specifically when it comes to the corrections of any wrong submission that was done. When exactly must a taxpayer request a condemnation? How does it work? And what should they consider when they lodge an objection?
An objection is lodged within 90 days. Now, in the absence, in the event where the taxpayer fails to launch an objection within 90 days, they should go forward and request for a condemnation letter.
A condemnation letter, yes. So also tell us, Haydee, it is sometimes like we just mentioned, a taxpayer wants a refund, and they can't understand at times why is the refund not being paid out to them. What is the most common thing that you have encountered that taxpayers need to bring in for their refund to be successfully paid out to them?
Most of the common hindrances are bank details that are on the system. A lot of taxpayers move on to other banks, and they do not come forward and notify us that the banks have changed. So when they don't do that, obviously the refund goes to the old bank, and it's a process for us to retrace the refund again.
Again, yes. So it will be very viable for our taxpayers to update the details, not even just bank confirmation, but also maybe like email,
telephone numbers.
Yes.
Taxpayers need to update the information.
Yeah.
Yes.
Haydee, the conversation is so interesting. Can you tell us, we have some taxpayers who has a Pay5 certificate, but then there are also other sources of income, say maybe they have one or two more income that they receive apart from the Pay5. What should they be doing when they're submitting the return, and how does that influence their tax return?
Okay, the tax return is obviously very much affected. Remember, we calculate based on the entire income received. So let's say, let's put a scenario where a taxpayer earns an income from their employer. Then there are also board members. Then there's another income that comes in. The obvious thing is that the tax category rises, meaning that they are deducted more tax based on all the income that are gathered together. So in this case, the taxpayer is allowed to go to come up to us, and we encourage the taxpayer to go for a tax directive, where one of the employer is given authorization to deduct more tax. This will assist the taxpayer in the next financial year not to owe so much, because in this case the result is always a debit status.
A debit status, yeah, that's actually quite good advice.
Yes.
So in order for them not to owe they can divide that amount through the 12 months and then have it deducted.
Yes.
Haydee, we had such a lovely conversation, but all conversations must come to an end. So as we wrap up this conversation, is there any key message or advice that you would like to give to our taxpayers that is watching today?
I would like to say thank you to all our taxpayers who have filed their returns on time, and continue to encourage all taxpayers that have not yet filed their returns. In so doing, I'm encouraging them to visit all NamRA offices countrywide. They will be able to get assistance. They should also register online so that we have open communication with them. In that way, we are able to encourage them to update their information, such as their bank details, their email addresses, their contact details, their postal addresses, and any other thing that goes in that line.
Thank you so much, Haydee, for that. And thank you also so much for joining us here at NamRA Kachenu. Today, we see that you love serving with passion, and we hope that our taxpayers will follow suit. So that was Haydee Hashipala, Senior Consultant at the Dedicated Service Center here in Windhoek. We will be right back after this. In the next insert, we will focus on the difference between a tax clearance and a good standing certificate.
Good day. My name is Kenneth Halubdilu, Principal Tax Auditor, Tax Support Division under the Head Office. Today, I'm going to explain to you the difference between a tax clearance certificate and a good standing certificate. First and foremost, I'll start off with the tax clearance certificates. We have 4 types of different tax clearance certificates, and I'll take you through. Firstly, tax clearance certificate for estate cases. This type of certificate is needed or is required when there is an estate. Secondly, is a tax clearance certificate for your working visa for non-residents, which is required by Immigration and Home Affairs. Thirdly, we have tax clearance certificate for offshore investment, which is done through financial institution or commercial bank for offshore investment. Lastly, we have tax clearance certificate for other purposes. It's also required for other specific tenders or any other application which require more information. Secondly, I'll go to the good standing certificates. Good standing certificates are required for tender purposes. They are also required when you apply or non-residents apply for their working visa. Thirdly, it is required for registration of SME certificate or any other related information. The good standing certificates and the tax clearance certificates requires that all returns are submitted with the Namibia Revenue Agency. Before domestic tax issue a tax clearance to a taxpayer, they have to ensure that all outstanding balances are paid up in full. While a good standing certificate can be issued provided that there is a valid payment plan which is honored by the taxpayer. For more information, taxpayers can reach out to our nearest regional offices for more information. I thank you.
Let's look at what happens when you resign or retire from your employer while you were contributing to the pension fund or retirement fund.
Good day, viewers. My name is Kevin. I'm a call center agent working for strategic communication at NamRA. Okay, the first thing is a taxpayer that you must do when you resign or retire. You have to make sure with NamRA that all your documents are submitted, all your returns are submitted. There is no outstanding returns, because if there is outstanding returns, the tax directive will be rejected. But you can still submit your returns, and then the tax directive can be re-requested. But in an event where you are owing, when there is an outstanding balance will not get your tax directive rejected, but a notice to agent will be issued along with a tax directive for the outstanding amount to be deducted from your income. But when you resign, the tax amount, the income is fully taxable. But when you retire, 1/3 is tax-free and 2/3 is taxable. Okay, a tax directive is an instruction issued by NamRA to an employer or fund administrator upon request, showing how a certain amount should be taxed by the employer or the fund administrator.
Here are the trivia of duties.
Did you know that customs declarations at NamRA must comply with the Harmonized System Codes for Good Classification? The Harmonized Systems Codes, or HS codes, are unique identifiers used to classify goods in international trade.
Do you need to make a payment for your tax debt? Here are all your available options.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is Receiver of Revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters, but on the text type and text period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case, EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8th character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case, employees tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
The question for the previous episode was, what are the requirements for claiming a refund for fuel levy? The answer is, the fuel must be imported into the country and fuel levy must be paid. The imported fuel should be exported within 6 months, and when exporting, the exporter must submit their claim form within a period of 2 months. The question for this episode is, what document does NamRA issue to a pension or retirement fund before a pension is paid out to the taxpayer? Kindly email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 14th of August 2025. We will announce the winner in the next episode.
And with that, we conclude this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We hope that the information shared has been insightful and valuable. Join us again in 2 weeks for more updates and discussions. Until then, stay informed, stay compliant, and from all of us here at NamRA Kachenu, goodbye.